So I basically came up with this plan for how you could design neighborhoods to combine sort of the best aspects of the city and the suburbs. How this would work is essentially these would be, medium density urban style neighborhoods with row houses or close together denser detached homes, kind of like a traditional urban neighborhood like you have in, say, the older parts of Boston or Philadelphia, or major East Coast city. But how these neighborhoods would be designed, as you can see here, is that there would be parkland in the middle of each neighborhood would kind of look like this, where you have these park pathways that bisect the neighborhood, as you can see here. So you would have the best aspect of the city and the best aspects of the suburbs. You'd have the walkability and the neighborhood character of the city, but you'd also have the green space and the park pathways, the trails that you often find in the suburbs. And basically, these streets would all the streets that people live on would be sort of like dead ends, and they would intersect with the pathway that crisscrosses the neighborhood in between and sort of functions as a way that people can use to walk around the neighborhood. And the cars would mostly travel on the major streets, and these other side streets that people actually live on would all be dead end streets, and you'd have the connectors, which are pedestrian paths, and you could walk through completely uninterrupted as a pedestrian on one of these trails. And in the center of each trail of the trail system, you could sort of have, like, at the center there, you could have a public park, a playground. You could have some sort of major defining feature like that, fountain, maybe a public park, playground, whatever. And these paths would be surrounded by trees. It would be wooded in those areas, and yeah, like each it would kind of intersect with the next neighborhood, which would also look like this, on each side. Like, you'd have that, and you'd have stores and stuff along the major streets. And yeah, I mean, I think this would be a great design for neighborhoods. Um, to have them all kind of look like this in a city, to be the main layout. So yeah, that's sort of my idea that I came up with.